Dr. Butler, I want to thank you for joining us to talk about something that has really hit a lot of people, it seems. So many people have posted messages to Twitch and his family online, but one of them really struck me. I want to read part of it to you. It's from actor and comedian Marlon Wayans, who said, "You never know what people are going through. Sorry if we all were not listening." Are there signs that are easy to miss when someone is struggling this much inside that even the people closest to them don't see or recognize?
Absolutely. And one of the things I want people to understand is twofold. Social media has kind of conditioned us to show the world what we want them to see. It is really easy to hide behind dance trends, music trends, voiceovers. Nobody really has to see the real you, so it's easy for messages to get lost in social media. And the other thing is that people present in their lives in ways that they want people to see when they want to take care of the people around them. So it is easy to miss signs. If you're not living day to day with that person, and especially on social media.
Right. And I do wonder, I think that this has impacted so many people because he literally radiated light, right? Like his entire job was dancing, making people smile, you know, hyping up the crowd like we're watching right now. Why does it seem like people who appear to be so happy and outgoing and full of joy seem to be almost like the best at masking their pain and suffering? Does it just seem that way, or is there something to that?
It seems that way because people have gotten really good at performing. He's a performer. So he was tapping into his skill. And I think that that's the thing that people miss and forget is that we're seeing somebody operate in their skill. We're seeing somebody operate in their profession. We're not seeing them operate as themselves, so to speak. We're seeing them present to the world their work. So it's no different than a psychologist. It's no different than a therapist. We're showing up practicing a skill, not knowing what may be going on in personal life. So you really get good over time performing and showing the world what they want to see and what they come to know you to be. And it really becomes pressurized as well because people come to expect you to be that way all the time, which adds on to the pressure.
Right. What is your advice for people who have a loved one who calls them and says, "I'm struggling," and you don't know what to do? You're not a mental health professional, right? What is someone supposed to do with that information?
Listen and ask, how can I support you? So many times, especially in the Black community, one of the things I see on social media all the time is, oh no, the devil won't win. Pray, give it to God. God is going to handle it. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. All of those messages, which are great and fine. But if somebody calls you and tells you that, you want to lean in and say, how can I support you? What do you need? And I want people to get comfortable asking, do you want to kill yourself? So many of us think that by asking that question, we're planting a seed in people's minds, and we're not. Sometimes people need that question to be asked so that they can tell the truth because they may not otherwise say it themselves.
Wow. And on the inverse, what is your advice to people who fear they could be Twitch? They've had these thoughts and they struggle with darkness. What's your advice?
You find someone who you can talk to if you feel like talking. One of the things that happens is that sometimes this is completely out of our control. You can ask all the right questions. People can ask all the right things, say all the right things. But if people have their minds made up or are acting on impulse, it's not really much you can do. But if you're a person who are experiencing that, talk to somebody you trust who will validate that experience, and talk to somebody who you trust who can get you help if that's indeed what you're asking for and want.
Dr. Ebony Butler, I want to thank you so much for your wisdom today and for educating us. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.